Welcome. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, evening, night, summer, winter, fall, autumn, spring, whatever it may be, whenever you watch this. I hope all is well. That's what we're working towards here on the channel. I'm Rob. I do live news commentary. I call it newsmentary. As soon as this channel gets big enough, you better believe it, YouTube is going to give me my own little genre. I saw this interview that the old president, and before, what's up, Jacob? What's up? Good to see you. And let me just preface this. I have to say it, because some maggot's gonna come in here and go, TDS, why are you still talking about him? Listen, there's a president of a country in the news doing interviews. I talk about the news here. Francis, what's up? Jacob says, I was just going through YouTube lives, and let me tell you, your Cyphosaur is good to hear. Good to hear. Now you make me want to scroll through the live streams. But we got to talk about this. I'm going to play some audio for you. But just let me get this out of the way before the maggots roll in. Let me just say this. There's a president in the news doing interviews, okay? It's not any kind of obsession or can't get over it when you're discussing current news on a news satirical joking commentary channel. What is kind of deranged, though, is people who keep bringing up the last president, the president from almost 20 years ago. Oh, bummer. That's kind of deranged. If your answer to everything is they did it, or what about Biden, or what about Obama, then let's just recognize that right out the gate. Bandito, oh, he didn't. Well, South Park had him exposed. No, Donald Trump gets honest. He even says it. I'm gonna play the audio for you because I don't want you to think, this is me saying stuff. I'm gonna play the audio. He's like, he gets emotional. Donald gets emotional in this audio. He does an interview on Newsmax. If you want to watch it yourself, link down below. And he's like, he says something like, I'm just being honest with you. I just want to be honest with you. And of course, what he's getting honest about is he's being asked whether or not he would pardon Diddy. The one time the guy gets honest, it's about talking about whether or not he's going to pardon Sean Combs, Puff Diddler, whatever. I've never seen your hair. I can see you have long hair. Well, as all men know, it's Sunday. It's hair washing day. I am new. What's up, Tiara? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. Brody Gaming, hello. You ain't from Boston. All right, Metello modifies? What do you modify? Metello. So if you're new here, welcome. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I go live every single weekday. This weekend, a little special. I've gone live on the weekends too. If you're just joining from the live stream, if you're just joining from sitting on your couch, flipping the live stream feed up and up and up and up, I'm glad you found me. We're gonna listen to an interview with the president, and he finally he admits, like most of the time he's not honest. This time he is, and he's talking about pardoning Diddy. That's what I should have titled it. I subscribe. Thank you, Tiara. The Mind Shift. Ooh, from England. Whereabouts in England? Are you in Cornwall? One of the coolest flags in the world is the Cornish flag, if you've never seen it. All black flag, white cross. And I believe it has something to do with pirates. I'm not sure. Maybe there were a bunch of pirates. But are you from Mousel? Do you watch, what's that Cornish drama I love? My God. With the doctor. Cornish doctor drama. It's got to pop up. Doc Martin. The Mind Shift. Do you watch Doc Martin? Is that weird that I love Doc Martin? My family makes fun of me for it. But I don't know. It's just such a quaint little show. Just got the notification you went live, and I was like, thank Jesus. Yeah, YouTube's live. YouTube Live. I'll tell you what. I scrolled through it for the first time the other day, and it's just interesting. I think some people. The weirdest part is like you'll be scrolling through the YouTube Lives. By the way, hit subscribe and the notification bell. I'll try not to do this to you, but what bugs me is you'll be scrolling through the lives, right? And you'll get on a live channel and someone will just be doing something. They'll be like scrambling eggs and like not looking at the camera, just being like, and they're not talking. And you're just like, am I supposed to, have we gotten to a point in humanity where I just scroll up to watch somebody else scramble eggs? Like, I don't even want to scramble eggs. Why would I want to watch somebody scramble eggs? Albania. That is cool. Oh yeah, and I forgot. So sorry. I'm Rob. I do newsmentary, YouTube. Give me my own genre. Put it in the little genre section. Every weekday, I go live 5 days a week. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And sometimes I like to ask, where are you from in the world? America, give me a state, a different place, England. Long beard here. Good to see you again. Jimmy, hello. Letting the Bedford Browns exit good. Who was saying they were from England? Mindshift, Newcastle, the opposite end of Cornwall. All right. Well, Mindshift, do you watch Doc Martin, or did you already answer that? Any subs visits would be sweet. Just have my buddy over from NC to show me fling golf. You mean frisbee golf? Mindshift, did you guys not have frisbee golf in England? Is that an American thing? Leicester, UK, home of DNA and DJ audits. Interesting. Randy Weaver, you got two dads? Is that in reference to the show My Two Dads from the 80s? Seattle, Washington. Oh my goodness. Serziel Zelkova. Love that name. Seattle, Washington, one of the meccas I've not got to visit yet. Obviously the home of Kurt Cobain and home of orca whales, ravens, and wolves. It's the trifecta of amazing animals. Do I know how? No. Tara, can you tell us how to say hello, how are you in Albanian? That's cool. Pacific Northwest, always in the house. England, London. Jesus, isn't it 2 a.m. in England right now? And you said it, England, London. Is that kind of like how your cars are on the wrong side? You guys say England, London. I'm just fucking with you. Randy, I'm going to put you in timeout for 30 minutes. I do have a few rules on the live stream. No homophobia, no misogyny, no sexism, just no hatred. We could break balls, but once you start dropping those 8th grade insults, I shut your mouth for a little bit. But Randy, try again. Oh, wait. Hold on. How do I undo it? Was that Tiara? I was trying to do Randy. Okay. Randy did not get. Hold on, here we go. Bandito, you're in here. I put Randy in timeout for 30 minutes. Bandito, can you get Tiara back? I don't know. I'm sorry, Tiara. The chat is going too fast. There we go. I got Randy timed out. Your mother. See? Your mother is in the chat. She says, yeah, I didn't teach them to talk that way. Tiara, my apologies. I was just asking you to teach us how to say hello in Albanian. Hello, how are you? And then I didn't get to hit her name. So my bad. But Randy was meant to be timed out. And even, his mother is in the chat. It's your mother is in the chat. She said, I didn't teach them to talk that way. So thank you for the backup. Okay. Fish and cooks. Leave it to the mods. Just shout them out. Okay, Band. Thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. That's funny. No, Randy didn't get anyone punished. That was me. That was 100% my bad. I can own that stuff. I messed up. It's the other thing. I'm trying to watch my language. Let's see if I could do that. Oh, see, Becca Fortnite. I'll leave it to the mods. Bandito, put her in timeout for a day. You say stuff like that. Mel, I hope you're joking. I don't want to have to take that take that mod off you. But Vandito put Becco Fortnite. I thought it was Becca. Becco Fortnite out of here. Thank you. All right, now let's get to the news. Donald Trump gets honest, exposes himself. This is an interview, again, if you're tea tree oil. You'll know when I've made it big on YouTube. Thank you for asking, Bonnie Shanks. These are Australian tea tree oil toothpicks, my favorite. And I always say, I'm not going to sell you some plot of land in Scotland. You don't need, I'm never going to sell you an acre. What is it? What do they sell? They sell like a foot of land in Scotland. You got the title of Lord. Remember when that big scam was going around on YouTube? You seen all the YouTubers like, do you want to call someone a lord or a lady for Christmas? I was like, no, I would never pay you for a piece of paper. I'll print it myself and just say I paid for it. What's up, Chief? Good to see you. Good to see you. Tea tree, that's the flavor. That's the flavor. And if you get a chance, they used to sell them at, if you're in California, Sprouts, at the checkout line. I've yet to find these. So I just bought a ton of them. Alexis Stutson, is that a joke question or black people welcome here? Let me go over the rules real quick. No racism, no homophobia, no misogyny, no hatred. Basically everything that Kurt Cobain, when he listed, he said, if you're one of these, don't buy our records. So yeah, everybody's welcome here. And just watch the hatred, you know? Define misogyny. Here, I'll define it. Everyone, feminism is for everyone. So if you need me to define it, you might not. MAGA is welcome. But just beware, MAGA. I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about the President of the United States. You guys a lot of times like to go, good, you're so obsessed with him. I'm like, you understand, Donald is the president. Donald Taco is the president. I do news commentary. We're going to talk about it. We're going to play some of his voice. So, you know, get a change of fundies ready because we're gonna play some audio of his. He gets questions asked. Oh, and that's what I was getting at. Anything I plan to talk about, which is just this news interview from Newsmax, linked down in the description. Jamie Leah, did you just want me to say that like I'm in 8th grade? Or some of these people, that's the other thing. Thank you, Bandito. Listen, if you're going to be funny, you know, bring some humor that, like, my kids aren't saying. Jesus. Some of these people need help. We know, Spooky. But be careful because I don't love this president. In fact, he's a creep, a perv, Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. And we're going to play him considering pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, Diddy, and there's somebody else at the end. I forget who. My apologies. Let's get into the audio. Worst president in history. You're right. The absolute worst. So just remember, he fired the labor statistics guy. And do you remember when he said, if we stop testing, we'd have very few cases? There's some graphs you can look up. There we are. And wait a minute. There's the White House comments and there's reporting. What was the one I wanted to show you though? There was one I wanted to show you. I don't know where it is. Did you hear they changed the name again? Did you guys hear they changed the name again? Socialism. There we go. A key tone. Socialist, very welcome. Organize your workplace, folks. Organize your workplace. Organize your workplace. Okay. We are going to listen to some of this Newsmax interview. I could not tell you who the interviewer is, but he's talking to Donald Trump about pardons. And he gives the game away, folks. I just want you to see this. In case you're new to Earth, you're just born last night, and then you turn like 50, like some of these guys out here, and you think the stripper likes you, you think Donald Trump like cares about you. Donald Trump exposes himself right here. He exposes his whole game, and he says it. This is why I thought it was so important, so vital to play this for people.
Ghislaine Maxwell serving 20 years in prison for sex trafficking. Is clemency on the table for her in exchange for testimony?
I'm allowed to do it, but nobody's asked me to do it.
So he explains the charges, and instead of, we just got to point this out. He explains the charges, the interviewer, God bless him, because Newsmax, I don't know if they would even do that. You know, they could have been like, we heard she's kind of a bad girl. Explains the charges, and instead of being like, you know, it's heinous crimes, our justice system found her guilty. I knew, you know, he could have even said, like, I knew Epstein was a creep. She was good friends with him. That was part of the reason I walked away from it. He does none of that. He's like, I'm allowed to do it. Nobody's asked me. If they asked me, maybe I would. Hint, hint, wink, wink, look to camera. So weird, right? Like, if you were friends with someone, because they were all friends, Ghislaine, Trump, Epstein, and somebody got put away for 20 years for those charges that he just said, and they were like, you gonna go and try to get this person out of prison if you had the power to do that? Wouldn't you be like, nah, man, they're a creep? No, I wouldn't. No. They have thousands of victims from the files that I have. And no, I don't think they should be released back on the street. Yep, Bone Shanks, this is a lefty channel. You're right, because we despise PDF files. I love that that's the dividing line now in America. That's the dividing line. Common sense and being like, they were accused of S trafficking, sentenced to 20 years, and you're like, typical lefties. Always love to keep those predators in prison. Do you hear yourself? Do you say these things out loud? The pink hair is a dead giveaway. Why, thank you. So, who said anything about Bone Shanks? If you're defending Donald Trump, he's talking about pardoning all of those people that he, well, let's just listen to more of the audio.
I know nothing about it. I don't know anything about the case, but
Interesting. He knows nothing about it. The files, these are not the files you're looking for.
know I have the right to do it. I have the right to give pardons. I've given pardons to people before, but nobody's even asked me to do it.
So it has nothing, he doesn't mention like, oh, she'd probably, that would be, what does his cult like to say? Make the country great again. Remember when he went on that tirade about how over the border they're not sending their best, they're sending these people and those people? Well, here's a convicted one of those people. And he didn't even say like, no, that wouldn't make our country great. That would make our country more dangerous. He should know too, you know, like he's in many pictures with her. And somehow his answer is, they haven't asked me yet. What a fucking creep.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Right.
Sean Diddy Combs. Right. Right. You're very right. I know exactly who that is. Many photos of me and him too. And just wait, I'll stop joking. I'm just going to let Donald tell you how he was friends with Diddy.
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was.
So, just so you heard, because I keep stopping it. The interviewer says, Sean Diddy Combs, would you consider pardoning him?
Essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do with these.
He said he's half innocent. Guys, can you be half innocent? Is that a legal term? Are there any lawyers in the chat? Are there any lawyers in the chat? Do you know if that's one of the charges? He's half guilty. He only has to wear a chastity belt, considering the charges. Does anybody know if that's a legal term? Half innocent? I mean, this is fourth grade mentality we hear speaking.
Still in jail or something, but He was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, you know, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we're listening to the Newsmax interview with Donald Trump, where they're asking him if he's going to pardon Ghislaine. He says, nobody's asked me yet. He didn't say, oh, she was sentenced for some heinous stuff, like most normal people would. You know, with most people that don't want to protect, that aren't the GOP, the guardians of PDF files, most normal people would be like, nah, I'm pretty sure the court did a good job here. And I'm pretty sure if Biden was president right now, like the whole country could agree on that. But somehow Donald like a stripper convinces men that she loves them. Donald convinces people like me releasing this convicted trafficker would be good for your community. And now he's asked them about Sean Puff Daddy Brother Love, I think that was his last known alias, if he would pardon him. And he just said, let's play it again.
Celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, you know, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great.
I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great. Guy, we know you're friends with all the worst people. Like literally, this is in front of your eyes, guys. Literally, all the worst people. He's like, I'm friends with them. They came to my wedding. I've known them forever. Great guy. Likes him on the younger side than I do. I was friendly with him. Like, if it wasn't Donald Trump, if it was anybody else in this world, collectively as a species, we'd be like, no, these people are not good, right? And I want all the people who demanded the list 6 months ago to just think of the victims, because there are victims. And this dude's like, I don't know, I got along with him. I don't know. He's like half guilty, half innocent. I don't know. I got along with him. We were good friends, you know, a lot of photos together.
And seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for...
Notice the doublespeak too. Seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. He wants to say everything he can and also nothing at the same time. Like that is typical politician doublespeak. Seemed like a nice guy, but I didn't know him at all. It's basically he's just filling you up. So basically what he's looking for is if Sean Combs says like Trump is the best, then he goes, of course he was a good guy. And if Sean Combs, which you're going to hear in a second, is like F him, then he's like, I didn't even know that dude. Screw him. Aren't you on that failing Bad Boy Records? Isn't that fake record album Bad Boy? So it's very typical swamp talk. That's how some of you understand this. It's very, very typical swamp talk. It is political speak 101. Say both spectrums of it. He was a very good guy, but I didn't even know him. Way to commit.
For office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you.
Yeah, and it's hard, you know, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
Did you hear that? That's the title. He's being honest. Right there. Donald Trump. First time you've ever heard this man be honest. Newsmax, right? And the first time he's really telling you, he just said, I'm being honest. He said, we're all human. But we're all not that kind of human, okay? We're all not that kind of human. We're like, yeah, you were convicted of some heinous stuff. Like your caste system, your prison caste system is at the bottom. And what Donald's being honest about is that he's like, I knew him. He was a good guy. Or he said, he was a good guy. I didn't know him. And then he's like, you know, we got along. We were friendly. And then I ran for office and he said some nasty stuff. And you see the white guy at Newsmax. White guy knew right away. He was like, oh yeah, President, he said some bad stuff about you. You don't want to let that one out, do you? You know, like Newsmax clearly giving away the game right there. But then Donald's like, well, we're all kind of human. You don't want stuff to cloud your judgment. I'm just trying to be honest here with you. But the honesty that Donald is telling you he has is he's not considering the crimes, the victims. He's not considering the justice system. He's not considering anything. No evidence. What he's considering is how Sean Diddy Combs treated him. Whether he said nice things about him or bad things about him. That is, I don't know. It's, what did that Sherlock Holmes say? It's elementary, my dear Watson. That stuff is elementary. The way he's acting right now. He's literally deciding a pardon for somebody who was found guilty, or what did he say? Half innocent? Again, any lawyers in here? Is that a legal term? Half innocent? I've never heard legal say it, but it's insane to me. This is insane to me that the president is not weighing the evidence, looking at facts, does not care about the court of law. He literally, let's listen to it again. Now that I could highlight what this video is about. That Donald said, I'm being honest, and then he exposes his whole game. This is how he runs everything, whether you say something nice or bad about him. And for those of you who love him and love that, just know, if you ever, this is why you also see MAGA never say anything bad. It's like Kim Jong-un, it's like Putin, it's like all these dictators, these fascists. If you say something bad about them, that's it, game over. And that's why you'll see MAGA, they can't even critique him. They can't say like, come on, this is one avenue where I divert from the president. I think we should keep the people convicted of these heinous crimes in prison. And like, that would be okay to say. Like, nobody's going to be like, oh man, you broke from Trump. We're going to be like, good, you have some decency in you. But this is absolutely bananas that they hear that and they're like, yep, that's how you act. You got to act, just act accordingly, everybody. Just everybody, don't say anything bad about Trump ever. Defend every decision that he's ever made and keep going. Because he tells you, he goes, it's amazing to watch this dude finally at 1,000 years old or however old he is. Remember when everyone's like, Biden's old? Like, this dude's that age. I'm surprised he didn't fall asleep in the interview. Probably wearing a Depends with his cankles, where he's got a muffin top on his cankles. But this dude, he's telling you, I'm just being honest. He's like, I'm human like you. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not human like that. Like, if Sean Diddy Combs said, like, I really like your live streams, I'd be like, fuck you, or I'd be like, yuck foo, you're a creep. Sorry, I'm trying to work on the cursing. You see, that's the difference. There are some people who are like, nah, I'm okay with not being seen with those people, not being friends with those people. There are some people, there's a saying, it says, like, judge me by my enemies. I think there's a saying, somebody said that. It was one of the Roosevelts. It feels like they said everything, you know? Sorry, I'm not reading any of the chat, but try not to get upset. We're just joking about the news. Okay, so I want to play this for you again, because again, Donald Trump says, I'm human too. You know, I'm just being honest. And he said some bad things about me, so it's tough to want to pardon him. And I'm like, that's what's holding you back from pardoning, not partying with, from pardoning Sean, brother love Combs. Like, my Christ, this is not a way to govern.
But more likely a no for Combs.
I would say
like.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about
You knew
Hold on, I
someone and you
rewinded
were
it.
fine, and then you run for it. And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office, and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know. It's more difficult. It makes it more. I'm being honest. It makes it more difficult to do.
but
I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do. I see, and this is where, like, guys, be careful where you get your news from. I know their name is Newsmax. Link down below if you want to watch this on your own time. And make your own decisions. Get informed. Or what does the internet like to say? Do your own research. I linked the article, or not the article. I linked the YouTube video down below if you want to do your own research. But that's truly surreal that he doesn't consider the charges, the victims. America. And remember, this is the president. So in case some of you guys forgot, that's a public servant. He works for us. Our taxpayers, our taxpaying dollars pay for him when he goes to Scotland and opens up a personal Donald Trump golf course. That's on our bill. You know, that's our dime. That's why we pay taxes. So he's my employee. He's your employee. He's our employee. And that's unacceptable. And I know some of you are probably like, it's totally acceptable. You know, he should think about pardoning people on what they said to him, whether they were nice or mean. Is that not the biggest snowflake mentality ever? Because everybody knows what a snowflake is, right? It's what they called liberals for years. Now, I'm not a liberal, but I think we should get cups that say drinking Trump tears. Because I've never heard somebody be such a snowflake saying, well, if you were nice to me, then I'm nice to you. And if you're mean to me, then I have to be mean to you. Because why would you dare be mean to me? It's like, who gives a shit what they said? How about what their actions were? Why are they in jail right now? Why? Why is Diddy in jail right now? Was he a menace to the community and people where he was around? Did a judge say, nah, we can't let you out on bail. We can't let you out before the sentencing? Like, wouldn't you think that a judge worked his whole life to get to that position and is respected in that position to be able to make those decisions? Isn't that why we created society? I mean, it's all made up, folks, but we put judges in that position for a reason. And here's the president, not even considering any of that. His whole thing, he said, is, I'm being honest with you. You know, I don't know why Sean Diddy Combs wouldn't say nice things when I ran for president, and that clouds my judgment. It's the most weak, manly, like, it's the most snowflake activity I've ever seen. Because what somebody says about you should have no impact on whether or not you're pardoning them. My Christ. All right, let's see. Yes, Badalow. Trump got honest and exposed himself. That's what I was just breaking down. He got honest. He said, you know, I'll play it again for you because I think this is important for people to understand how Donald Trump thinks. He doesn't consider facts of things, evidence. He doesn't consider society, you and me, whether our communities are safer or more dangerous. He doesn't. The only thing, and I'm going to let him say it.
We don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But
So the interviewer asked if he would pardon Diddy, and he's saying, you're fine, and then you run for office, and Sean Diddy says some mean things about you. He says, I'm just being honest. It makes it more difficult to pardon him. That shouldn't even come into play. It shouldn't. I don't know how to explain this. It's like trying to talk to a child. But imagine if that child had the presidential pardoning powers, you know? Like he could just let these absolute creeps out of prison and on the streets. And remember, this is the same guy who's like, you know, when they're sending people across the border, they're not sending their best. They're sending this and that. You know the whole deal. I'm not going into it. But this guy, I'm pointing that out because he didn't mean any of that. He used that to divide you. He used that for you to go, yeah, that's right, and like, rah, 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 like the South Park crowds. Like he used you to go, rabble, 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 rabble. Like he used you because he doesn't give a shit about any of that. All he cares about, this is what he said. This is what Donald said. Donald said, I'm being honest. It's clouding my judgment that Puff Daddy wasn't nice to me when I ran for office. And that could be the final nail in the coffin. That could be what keeps our streets safe. The thing that keeps our streets safe is not the president of America going, oh, he was convicted. Or, I mean, Donald said he was half innocent. Again, any lawyers? Is that a legal term? Not that a judge, a jury, people, courts, our systems, none of that matters to this president. This president's like, you know what's really stopping me from pardoning him? You know what's really clouding my judgment? Is that when I ran for office, he said some not nice things, which number one, you want to tell the dude, like, you sound like a weak sack of potatoes, all right? You sound like you wipe after you pee, bro. If you're gonna say like he said some not nice things, like you sound like you wipe after you pee, okay? You understand me? Like that's not this machismo thing. In fact, every time you're like, you're not nice, fake news, new question, it makes me wish one of these journalists would just go, do you need a safe space, President? Do you need a space where nobody asks you anything conflicting? He clearly does. He fired the labor statistic person. He's literally the person who stops the messenger. But it's crazy to me to think that what could keep our streets safer, could keep P. Diddy in a prison where a judge and a court believes he should be, is not the sentencing, but the fact that he wasn't nice to Donald when Donald ran for president. That is fucking bananas, folks. Oh, Isher. I love it. I love it when the maggots say this. Living rent-free in your head, isn't he? Isher, in case you didn't know this, he's the president, and he's considering pardoning people. And that's why I guess he's living rent-free in Newsmax's head, and Tucker Carlson's head, and Alex Jones, and Tim Pool, and Charlie Kirk. I mean, he's really living rent-free in their head because they only talk about him. Again, Isher, whatever your name is. I hope it's not Usher. You probably, want to keep Diddy in jail too. Try not to be stupid, Just try to, just before you type, just try to not be so stupid. That's all. That's all. Just try not to be that dumb, okay? Leave Tim Pool and Charlie out of this. Oh my God, those hacks. They're his little propagandists, They're the mouthpieces for the billionaire class. They're like, you need to work till you're 74. Put hair on your chest. Meanwhile, they're telling you what a real man is from a podcasting job, It's like if I pretended to fucking tell you oh yeah, everybody should be working till 74, 7 days a week. Don't listen to those buffoons. My God. Oh my Jesus. Okay, so did you guys hear all that? Donald Trump gets very honest. Very honest. He said it. I couldn't believe it. When have you heard Trump say I'm just being honest. I'm human too. He sounds like a liberal. And I can't stand liberals.
But when you knew someone and you were fine.
Hold on.
And it's hard.
Hold on. Listen.
And
remember, he's asking about if he'll pardon Brother Love, Sean Diddy Combs, okay? And this is the answer.
Probably,
He said probably, and then watch the contemplation here. This is so funny.
I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great. And
thank you, Jason.
Seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said,
oh, sorry. He said, seemed like a nice guy. I know him well. I knew him well. Maybe he said I didn't know him well earlier. This is later in the clip. But again, sorry.
I got along with him great. And seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
he said some not so nice things about you, sir.
And
Yes.
it's hard, like you, we're human beings.
He goes, it's hard. I'm like you, a human being. Yeah, except you have a 4th grade comprehension and presidential pardoning powers. You could let people convicted of heinous crimes out on the streets. So you're not like any of us.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine.
So he's like, I knew Diddy and we were so cool, man. We were like this. He would even do daps with me.
And then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So
And then he made some terrible statements. I love it. This guy is so soft. I feel like he's what's the little doughboy, Pillsbury? When you poke him, he goes, hoo-hoo. He's like, and then you run for office, and they just say terrible things about you. I can't let it go. Talk about living rent-free. He's in an interview saying he said some terrible things about me. When's the last time this dude ran for office when P. Diddy was not in jail? Was it? It wasn't this year, was it? Diddy was in jail, so it must have been in 2016. Holy shit. This Donald Trump is carrying the weight of P. Diddy talking smack like years ago. And listen, and this is how the dude opens up. He's like, I just got to open up you. We're all human. And Diddy, I thought we were so cool. Oh, I love him. And then he said some terrible things, and I'll never let it go.
I don't know. It's more difficult. It makes it more. I'm being honest. It makes it more difficult to do.
He's being honest. It makes it more difficult to pardon Diddy, who is in prison, could not get out on bail, could not get out before his sentencing. It makes it harder to do, not because of the crimes or the victims, but because Diddy said terrible things about the president. What a fucking softy. Oh my Christ. Jesus Lord, help that man. Oh my God. The painting is beautiful. Thank you. Our friend did it, not me. Bro has Trump on his mind all day. You guys are such losers. My God. Sorry, I haven't got to read any of the chat. If you're just joining, if you were thumbing through the YouTube lives, I'm Rob. I go live every weekday. You might be going, it's not a weekday. I know it's not a weekday. In fact, Monday shouldn't be a weekday either. I advocate. I'm Rob. Hit the little subscribe button, then hit the notification bell. Join me, join the conversation. I would love to have you. We're trying to wake the maggots up. We don't want this creep president letting creeps on the street. But I'm not, the other thing I really advocate for people is take off the Republican, the Democrat thing. Guys, they don't work for you. They don't care about, you're hearing the president say like what matters to him is what, if you said something terrible about him or not. Okay? He shouldn't be concerned about that. If he cared about the people, he'd be like, I don't want to release this guy to the streets. Hell no. But he's not saying that. He doesn't care about you. The Republicans and the Democrats, let me be very clear, they don't work for you. The public servants you elected and you gave your vote to vouch for you, to represent you up on Capitol Hill do not work for you. They work for corporations. They protect their own and they protect the elites. If you want to call me something, you can call me a leftist, the radical woke. Isn't that also hilarious that the Republicans are like, the radical wokes, be careful of them. It's like they have boogeymen. Oh my God. Holy smokes. These are the softest people you've ever seen. And I mean emotionally. I know there was some dude in here yesterday who was like, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm not talking about bodybuilding. I don't give a shit about that. I'm talking about emotionally. Fragile minds and egos. That's really what we gotta, try to break these people free of. Suzanne Flynn, please quit. I never will. I never will. Just for you. Please coming back, Suzanne. Appreciate it. I think you were here the other day too. So yeah, we comment, we joke about the news because obviously this is hilarious. President's opening up like it was Barbara Walters. He's like, I'm just gonna be honest. When Diddy said those terrible things, it really affected me and I might not pardon him. It's absolutely hilarious. And then he talks about somebody else, I don't remember.
But more likely a no for Combs.
Did you see that? Newsmax, I'm detecting a whiff of racism because this interviewer, when Ghislaine was brought up, he wasn't like, is it a no for her? But Sean Diddy Combs, he's like, is it a no, President? You could just say no right now and that's official duties. Go watch the video for yourself. My God.
I would say so.
Okay.
He said, I would say so. So squash those rumors. He would say so. But again, you can't take this man out of his word because his word means nothing. That's the other real big issue we have.
What about George Santos?
They don't.
They go, and it went into an ad. I'm not going to play an ad. And then they go into George Santos, which is, again, hilarious. Sorry, I'm not reading the chat. We gotta, I'll take care of this one, Bandito. Oh, Mel already got it. Thank you. He came in here yesterday. There's some, listen, man, I understand why some of you maggots love Trump. I do. your heart is filled with hatred. And the funniest part is like some of you guys even go to church on Sundays, you know, and pretend like, oh yes, I believe Jesus. It's like, let me just tell you something. Jesus hates you, man. He hates you. Jesus told people to not only love the people who love you. He said, well, what are you going to be, just like a tax collector? Even the tax collectors, which I guess they were really bad at the time. He's like, even the tax collectors love people that love them. He's like, I expect you to love your enemies. So for all you maggots that, you know, pretend to wear them crosses and stuff, you got to rethink your life. All right. Oh, Bo's back. Bo's a MAGA that shows up every day, and I appreciate it. Jason Green, this clown, bro, you ain't gonna be famous. Oh yeah. Jason, I'll try to find your live next time. I really encourage MAGA. You guys could be cashing in. Like, I'm sure Donald Trump would be like, pump my shit coin, pump my meme coin, sell my NFTs, sell my Bible, sell my guitar, sell my sneakers, sell my, oh my God, how many other things does this president have that he's hawking? You guys can make a ton of money. This is like the grift nation right now. We're in like a grift apocalypse. Like, get it while you can. I'm just trying to dispel all the BS and say, wake up, man. Stop hating your neighbors. Donald Trump doesn't like you. He said it. Remember when you guys were like, release the Epstein files? And he was like, you're stupid. You're weak. A Hawk to a Donald Trump collab. How old is she? I hope she's old enough. It's so funny. People like Jimmy Page says Trump is a god. I'm assuming you're a Zeppelin fan. Like, what's that feel like to know that the people you listen to would probably not like you if you opened your mouth? I always wonder that. Like, if these people are listening to Rage Against the Machine and not know who Tom Morello is. Yeah, they got to find out. One day, they'll understand. Better yet, when Donald was campaigning, didn't he say, I don't care about you or whatever, I just need your votes? My Christ, you were right. Oh, yeah. Who said that? Hold on. Jeffrey Boat, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, hopefully. And for everybody who's new, hit subscribe, notification bell. I'm Rob. I go live every single weekday. Oh, we should be down to a 3-day work week. We really should, folks. Let the AI robots take all our jobs so we can just like hang out on live streams. You know what I mean? I'm sure MAGA's going to be like, lazy, you're not going to live off my taxes. I'm saying everybody, you too, MAGA, you guys can go like just be angry at shit. You know, you can just walk around and be like, that cloud looks like a gay book. I want to ban that cloud. You guys can do whatever you guys like. I'm saying everybody, man. Let's just create art and poems and music and paintings and have an awesome world. We can do it. We could do it.
By the way, isn't that breeze nice? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care. See, now the press will take that and they'll say he said a horrible thing.
Said, I don't care about you. I just need your vote. Oh, here's the other thing. An important thing that my wife taught me, okay? And I'm going to teach you. You're going to learn something here too, folks. I do, outside of the joking. We can joke and have fun all day, okay? But sometimes there's got to be a learning moment. I was raised, you know, on Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street and all that woke stuff that talked about learning and books, reading Rainbow. How dare they? The reading Rainbow. You ever seen people get mad at a rainbow? Talk about fragile. Holy shnikes. But the important thing that I would like to take a moment and teach you is when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Donald Trump has told you many times over the years, I don't care about you. I just need your vote. You're still focused on that? You're stupid and weak. I mean, this guy works for you. I don't know. I'm sure all the MAGAs in the chat. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm sure MAGAs in the chat. They're all, you know, when they're online, they're all their own bosses and everything's fine, even though most people who voted for Trump were like, everything's horrible, we need some kind of change. But magically, when they're in the chat, they're all, you know, self-entrepreneur millionaires and everything's fine. They all go on vacation. Whatever, I don't give a shit. But it's just sad. That's all it is. It's just sad. It really is. It's amazing. Sometimes, you know, I said I'd never just be quiet scrambling eggs on my live streams, but sometimes reading the chat, reading how many people are obsessed with this man who does not care about you. He is your employee. That's what I was saying. It's just sad because, you know, you let this man, maybe you guys are in abusive relationships and you got to get out because this is one of them. You know, if you had an employee who talked to you like that, you'd be like, kick rocks. You know, this is not how you operate while you're at work. And when he's doing this, he's at work. Pat OD'd. Oh, rest easy, Pat. Yeah, the tariffs are working all right. They've gotten rid of a lot of jobs. The tariffs are working all right. They're just not working how MAGA thought they were intended to work. He thought like, oh, everything's going to run on tariffs. He didn't realize like, oh, everything's going to get more expensive and nobody's going to hire people because of the tariffs. But yeah. Well, it's so funny how dumb some people are. But it's okay. And why do you guys support Trump? Do you love the bad jobs report? Or do you just love the petty hatred, the petty tyrant? Do you just love that he wants to jail his political enemies, that he takes vengeance on people? I think that's what really motivates a lot of these people. I don't think any of it has to do with like a policy. Even when they say immigration, like, you know, there's a lot of hatred going on there. And the funniest part is normally in some kind of conversation, you get different people saying different things they like. The most obvious tell of that you have no clue what's going on is that most of the maggots are not saying like, well, look at this or look at that. Or when you bring up, you know, the tariffs and you're like, well, it's killing jobs. Prices are going up. Companies aren't hiring. Most of them just say, I love Trump. He's a god. 2028. It's literally a broken record. I'm guessing it's bots. It's got to be bots. It's got to be bots. Because most of them also have like no avatar. I know they probably they're probably spending a ton of our tax money on bots. They want to see the list, but he is not it. So now they don't care. Well, the FBI, we just talked about it yesterday. There's reports coming that the FBI has taken, I think it was Senator Dick Durbin, who said, you know, thousands of FBI agents, which is again paid for by our tax dollars, spent, I don't know, a month or I don't know how long it's been, but a long time rifling through that with their black highlighters, crossing out his name. But for everybody else, let me address everybody else. I'm Rob. I believe one American, because most other countries, like if you look at Europe and stuff, well, there's a lot of countries suffering, but a lot of the better countries have social welfare nets, which is a good word. But I believe that you should be working one job, be able to buy a home, get a higher education, have no medical debt, no school debt. You should have some kind of welfare net that our government provides for us with the money that we give them, instead of just using it for bombs and wars or, you know, tax breaks for wealthy people. Because there was a time in this country where one person, look at The Simpsons, Marge didn't work, Homer didn't, did he graduate college? But that was a reflection of society. That's why that cartoon was made like that. So when people say, oh, you're radical leftist, I'm proud of that. And I think more people should wake up and say, something's wrong if you're working 3 jobs and worried about voting on the price of eggs. You shouldn't have to consider calling an Uber instead of an ambulance. And there are stories in America of people doing that. GoFundMe should not be the biggest healthcare funding site. And that's what it is in America. This is disgusting. This is not okay. We're not a good country if we're making the retirement age longer and you go to your to food shop or to go shopping and you see old people bagging things and old people that are beyond retirement age, and don't get mad at them. They're old. They should be, retired and enjoying life. These are the things that when Republicans go, the radical woke mobs, ask them, well, what do they want to do? Well, they want to infringe on corporations' rights to keep exploiting you. Because slowly over time, they've eroded your rights away and they've kept exploiting you. Wage theft, the biggest theft in America. It's exhausting. And they've got these bots and propagandists in here being like, just saying MAGA repeatedly. Like, okay, God, you must be the worst person to be friends with. And I'm trying to teach you to say other things. To try to be like, hey, it's cool to like stuff or have pink hair. Like, I see people commenting on that. It's like, my Christ, people. Have you never been outside? Do you not talk to other people? Or do you only talk to other people that are exactly like you? And if anybody gets a haircut that's weird, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can be your friend anymore. Like, do you not listen to music? Have you never seen a rock star before? Are you like, Dee Snider dressed up like a woman? I'll never listen to We're Not Gonna Take It Again. Like, what kind of one-dimensional, pathetic person are you? I'm trying to help you here. My Christ, you can be liked. You can be. Back when I was growing up, we had beepers, okay? We didn't have incels. We didn't. We had beepers. I'm trying to help you guys. Jesus tells me, Jesus says, love your enemies. I'm trying to help you guys, okay? Dee Snider is a legend. He'd smash your face in. Boneshanks, you understand Dee Snider is a huge advocate against Donald Trump and this fascist regime. Like, Boneshanks, I don't know if you are part ostrich and you keep your head in the sand, but me and Dee Snider share a lot of the same points. Maybe you just don't know anything. I don't know. But it's amazing that you live in this delusion of a world. You should look it up. Go look up Dee Snider's stuff, all the things he's said lately. He does not like Trump at all. Oh, it's exhausting. But we lost so many jobs, yeah. But for everybody else who's working for a better America, who wants you to not have to work 3 jobs, 1 job. That's it. 1 job, 3 days a week. Oh, he's so radical. Yeah, that's what I'm pushing for, better. And everybody who's defending the status quo, just remember, when the civil rights were going on, you were going, no, separate but equals good enough. Keep the status quo. And you're still that person. That's maybe making me start believing like karma and what's that called? When you do the life again. I'm like, these people ain't even learned it the last time. What's that called? When you reincarnated. Kendrick Lamar, he's so good. Dexterity. And listen, if I was elected, I would make it mandatory that all these corporations, we would get rid of billionaires day one, okay? Day one. Anyone who makes $999,999,999.99. After that, you're taxed 100%. 100%. We would have no more billionaires. That's the first thing. Presidential memo, presidential post-it note. I would write it down and sign it and say, billionaires, you're done. You're done. You've been very irresponsible with your money, Jeff Bezos. You're marrying again. Here's to a messy divorce again, Jeff. You're renting out Venice while your employees are peeing in bottles and can't take breaks and are timed. Is very irresponsible. Elon Musk losing 75% of the worth of Twitter. Like, these people cannot be responsible with their money. So, you know, I would give it back to the people they stole it from. Look at all these people. Look at all the simps for the Republicans and, you know, working 3 jobs and having America suck. I'm trying to wake you guys up. All right, guys. Well, that was the audio from the, wait, I love playing this too. Well, for all of you who got us here.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
I love that. Yeah, wealth tax. We did it in Massachusetts, and the state's better. All right, guys. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can join me tomorrow. I go live every single weekday. The weekend, this has just been a little bonus weekend. Plus, that was funny as, right? Dude was like, that whole Diddy Pardon thing, the Newsmax, the whole thing, from the reporter being like, you're not going to pardon him, are you? To him being like, I'm just like you. I'm just honest. He said terrible things, making it harder for me to pardon him. No mention of the crimes. No mention of the victims. Just he said terrible things. Very hilarious. Now subscribe. See you later. Thank you, Kurt Smith. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Be good to each other. Love one another. Be safe. We can make this country better. We just all got to work together. We got to tax wealth, not work. Go check out Gary's Economics, okay? Link down below. Gary, UK guy, stock trader. Now he does YouTube. He has amazing insights. He's got a video down below about how we take power back, how we take control back. I highly encourage you to watch Gary's Economics. So we're going to work at it every single day. Much love, much respect. Peace.